Hey guys! In today's video, I'm just gonna tell you about some strange things that have happened to me. Not like strange, just like funny things or like weird things. Now listen, my life is like pretty normal, to be honest. I don't have like crazy moments in my life. I'm not like jinxed or anything, like I'm pretty normal, so maybe I'm promising too much, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna like tell you some stories, so
You better enjoy.
so the first story I'm going to tell you guys about is, oh my gosh, it is a mess. So about a year ago, me and my family took a trip to Newport, Oregon. Anyway, one day of the trip, I don't remember what day, but one day we decided.
Okay.
My cat is like scratching a box right now. I'll be back. Might as well show you my cat. His name's Bandit. Go away. Alright, my parents decided to take us to a place where like they take you on a boat in groups of people, and I'm like out of breath from like throwing my cat. Genuinely, I don't know why. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so much fun. I'm so excited to watch whales.
Also, I forgot to mention that literally the reason we were going on the boat is to watch the whales, but you know, pro YouTuber things.
I get on the boat, it's like, okay, like this is fine. Like, I was kind of getting impatient, to be honest, because like the whales aren't just like, oh my gosh, there's people, like come on. It takes them a second to like get out and stuff. I'm on the boat, I'm like, okay, come on whales, like show off, you know. The whales come and I'm like, wow, this is so cool. I don't know, I don't remember what I was thinking, to be honest. I kind of try to block this memory a little bit. Anyways, I'm on the boat a little while. It's like, oh, like this is so like refreshing. You know, like the waves are hitting me and stuff. The boat's going fast. I don't know. But then I start to feel a little queasy. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna be on this boat for a whole hour. I don't like that I'm feeling queasy. And one thing about me is I never throw up. Like I never ever throw up. And I'm always scared too, actually. Especially because I've never thrown up in front of like people I don't know, like strangers. So it was definitely like nerve-wracking for me. Maybe that's like dramatic, I don't know. Anyway, we're on the boat and I start holding on to the edge. And my dad's like, hey son, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, like, I'm like good, you know, like I'm fine. And then, I don't know how much time passed, like again, I try to block this out of my mind, but a kid throws up, right? And I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I hate seeing people throw up. I hate it. And it's so hard for me to, like, contain myself, like, and contain my lunch, you know? Like, it's so hard. And I'm like, oh, and I instantly am like, I regret getting on this boat. So the kid throws up and I'm feeling so many things. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for that kid. Also like, oh my gosh, I want to get off this now. And I realize, oh my gosh, there's like an hour left still. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to contain myself for a whole hour. So some guys like come up and they clean up his throw up. And I think it's done. I'm like, okay, you know, that wasn't so bad, like it smells horrible, but we can move on with our lives. Well, not really, because he throws up a second time. And that was when I was like, oh my gosh, like I really, really think I'm about to throw up. And the whole rest of the boat ride, I was just like, this, like on the edge. I was trying so hard to enjoy myself. I really was. So yeah, that was an interesting story for me. So the next story, involves elementary school. There was this girl in my elementary school class, which actually, sorry, the chair's creaking. Anyway, so this was like the first day of school, I think. I get my things out, basically, that was loud. I get my things out, and the teacher gives us like a paper, and I don't remember like what it was. I basically didn't listen to anything she said at all, like anything. And then I like looked at this girl's paper and she started writing her name. Let's just say her name's Angela. So Angela starts writing her name. And then I see that and I'm like, okay, that must be what we're supposed to do. So I don't write my name. No. I write Angela. On my paper, I write Angela at the top. And she sees that and she's like, what the heck? Like that's my name. And I'm like, oh. Don't even know like what was like going through my head at that time. I was a stupid first grader. Anyways. Okay, sorry. My camera stopped filming. Anyways, the next story that I would love to tell, and honestly, one of the biggest reasons is because it's kind of noticeable, like right now, as you're watching this video, you might notice. When I was like 8, I think. Sorry, I'm filming in a house with siblings, so if you hear things, I'm sorry. So, anyways. So this story is, it's funny in some ways, but it also is like very angering. It's angering for me, at least, not for you. So when I was 8, I don't remember why, but I was like laying on my bedroom floor, like it was hard floor. I'm thinking like, what was I doing? And there was like bunk bed in my room, and I was like next to the bunk bed on the floor. So I wasn't like in the bed, which I don't know why I wasn't on the bottom bunk, whatever. Anyways, my little sister was in my room, and she got in the top bunk. She was just like hanging around. I don't know what she was doing. Yeah, I'm on the floor. Again, don't know why. But my little sister has like a toy gun. And I feel like I probably said something to like make her mad. I'm sure I did. But she like chucks this like Nerf gun at me that she had in her hand. And then I'm like in really bad pain. Like I don't know what happened. I like busted my lip and everything. So I walked down the hall. And my parents just see me like I remember like walking down the hall and like I was like dripping blood. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like dying. So I like walk in my living room. My parents are like, oh my gosh, what happened? They just see like blood dripping and all like the blood was mixing mixing with my spit. So it looked like a lot of blood, like a lot. And I was like so like freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, what happened? So they see, I don't remember this part really, but like I had my tooth in my hand, I guess. So I give them my tooth, I'm like, oh my gosh, like my tooth fell out. And they're like, they put it in milk, I think. I don't remember why they did. There's like a reason, like, to like preserve it. I don't know. So they call the dentist, or, no, they call the medic, which I don't know why. It's like, okay, my tooth fell out. But anyways, the medics come. I don't remember what happened, but basically they left without like doing much, basically. They were just like, okay, you're fine, like, you know. So anyway, I think like the next day I go to the dentist and basically they like put like a cap over it and it's like a plastic cap. One day like the cap just like falls off and this was like definitely like a few years after. So I go to the dentist. It's like a big like annoying ordeal where I basically have to like sit in a chair for like 3 hours and like bite down on this weird foam thing so I can hold my mouth open, which it hurts so bad. It was so annoying. And they were like fixing my tooth, and at one point they also had to like use like a literal like laser to like shave my tooth off a little bit so that they could put a cap on it. Anyways, I think at least 2 times I had to get my tooth fixed, and both times sucked. But the third time, see, I don't remember if the cap fell off twice. No, it fell off 3 times, yeah. So basically, one of the times this was like my fault completely, but I was blowing my dog's face because I thought it was funny. PETA, don't come for me. Then my dog, she like bit at my face, and I don't remember what happened exactly, but basically her tooth like hit my cap, like the cap of my tooth. And
busted it off.
basically, yeah, I had to get it fixed. That was like one of the times I got it fixed. I got it fixed 3 different times. So I think this was the last time I got it fixed before it was like turning into like what it is now, basically. That's a weird way to, anyways. In like 2017, like my tooth just like started like chipping off very slowly, and we went to the dentist for it, and they decided they weren't going to cover the cost because since it like wasn't hurting, it was more of a cosmetic issue, which it definitely is now. Like it doesn't hurt at all, but yeah, they decided they weren't going to cover the cost.
Thank you guys.
So then a little bit later I visited, and basically they said that I could either spend a bunch of money on like this plastic cap that'll probably fall off and is very, very fragile, or when I turn 18, I'm 17. Anyways, when I turn 18 or at least 20, which I don't want to wait that long, but hey, sometimes you have to
Do what you gotta do.
Anyway, they told me that when I'm 18, I can actually get a veneer over it. And the reason that I can't do that right now is because my gums are still developing. So over time, there would be like a weird like black like line here that you would notice, which I wouldn't be here for that at all, so yeah. So right now, my tooth is it's like cracked in half a little. It's not that bad, it's really not. It's cosmetic. I don't like it, you know, like I don't feel like comfortable like smiling sometimes, but you know, it's, hey, whatever, I'm fine. So yeah, there's another story that I just thought of. Fun fact about me, it's not really a fun fact because a lot of people have had their tonsils taken out, but anyways, I don't have tonsils. I always forget I don't have tonsils, by the way, which is not something you really think about, but like, anyways, I don't think it's any mystery, especially for, my dog is scratching at the door, okay. Come on. He's just like staying by the door. Come on. Anyways, I was gonna keep him in here, but I feel like it's gonna be like distracting or like do something that's gonna be loud. So I need my chair back. I'm like really close to the top. Me after filming like so much footage that way. Pro. Anyways, yeah, it's no mystery, especially to people who are watching right now that have gotten their tonsils out, that it sucks so bad. It's no fun from the very second that you wake up from anesthesia to like 2 weeks later. Like, it sucks. I remember that day actually. I had to be like 8 or something, I think. Yeah, so my mom takes me to the hospital and I go in the back area. I change into like a gown thing. And then I remember like being like wheeled off. And I was like I'm like the break of tears for some reason. Because it was like, oh my gosh, like I'm getting taken away from my parents and something scary is gonna happen. I kinda had every right to be scared, but anyways. We go to the back room and this part was obviously a dream, but I remember it so vividly. So, this is crazy. Basically, here's what I remember. This was obviously a dream again. I remember them putting the mask on me, and then all of a sudden, this like smoke came up, but then it started turning green, and then every nurse started acting like they started laughing hysterically, and they're like,
This is laughing gas. And they were like, oh.
I don't know, like some like weird stuff. And I remember just like weird things. They're like, how you doing, buddy? Like, why aren't you laughing? I don't know, something like that. It was very weird, which obviously it didn't happen again, but like, I don't know, it was weird. So, then like, yeah, I remember waking up and I felt like crap. Like, I felt like I couldn't even talk. I felt sick. They gave me like some sort of juice on like a carton. But yeah, it sucked. And then like the next like few weeks were horrible. I don't remember what I was eating. I know it was probably like ice cream and stuff. I remember eating soup a little bit. But the worst part of it all, which thinking back, just man up and like take the medicine, it's not a big deal. But there was this like canister of like medicine. It was like this yellow like pea looking liquid, and there was this like measuring spoon. Oh my gosh, I remember all of it. It was horrible. So I had to take this medicine. It was like a painkiller basically. It tasted horrible, and I remember how it tasted, and honestly like I give myself some credit. I'd be able to handle it now, but like it was really, really gross. I remember like several nights like in my parents' room crying. Like crying, and they're like, okay, you have to take this. It's serious. Like, they're like, you're gonna have to go to the hospital and like get it in a shot form if you do not take it. And I was like crying, like it was crazy. I don't remember how I like guzzled it, but I did. Anyways guys, I hope you liked this video. It was kind of random, but yeah. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up if you want, and also subscribe if you want. It's totally up to you. But yeah, stick around because I am gonna start popping out content again, I hope. I really hope. Anyways, bye.